Now I would like to request Srimati Amita Dutt to please come on stage and showcase her presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to begin by congratulating Baliganj Eufony. The first birthday is so very important. I'm sure all of us over here, none of us remembered our first birthday because we were so tiny. But all the time our grandparents and parents keep on showing us pictures of our first birthday. But Baliganj Eufony is not a human being. It is formed by human beings who are all here to celebrate and to remember its first birthday. I would also like to express my gratitude to this organization. When we were young, there were so many classical music festivals and organizations presenting classical music and dance. To name a few, the Bengal Music Circle, Calcutta Music Circle, Tansen, Sadrang, and so many more. Today, only perhaps Doberlin has survived the onslaughts of time. We, as classical artists, feel that somehow our art is being lost and new forms of entertainment are coming up. Entertainment which are short-lived because they do not have the depth and the grandeur to go on for generations. But nevertheless, audiences are dwindling. At this time, what can be done? We as classical artists are trying to present our art in a form which will be acceptable to the audience and at the same time which will keep on the age-old tradition of our art forms. And we as artists need organizations who will present us. And so there was a real need for an organization like Baliganj Eufony. I'm so glad and so grateful to you, all the members of Baliganj Eufony, for forming this wonderful organization which is presenting classical art forms before audiences. Because unless these art forms are presented, how will people know? How will the younger generation learn about our heritage? So thank you, Baliganj Eufony, and I think we should give them an applause for just being born and being on their way. Thank you so much. Today, I will be presenting a very well-known item from our classical dance repertoire. Why I mention classical dance repertoire and not only Kathak is because these verses have been performed in various classical dance styles over centuries. I learned this piece as a solo dance form. But I realized that today, for huge audiences, large dance arenas, we need choreographic presentations which will blend the classical grammar with choreographic designs. Thus, Avatar of Vishnu. What do we mean by avatar? Although the word is so often heard. Avatar means avataran, coming down of the divine spirit to this world. The Lord says, whenever on this earth righteousness is in peril and evil becomes rampant, then I descend and take on a form, and thereby I protect the good and destroy the wicked. And then again, sanctity is established on this earth. We have, over thousands of years, had many avatars of Vishnu. In fact, in modern times, we know of Ramakrishna Paramhansadeva, who was also an avatar of Vishnu, come here to save the world from all sorts of evil. But today, we present the dance item following the verses of Mahakavi Jayadeva, in which 10 incarnations are portrayed. The first is that of Matsya Avatar, the great fish. There was a time when there were torrential rains and a huge deluge. It reminds us of also the time mentioned in the Bible when Noah's Ark also came into being. So obviously there was a time when the whole earth was flooded and everything was being destroyed. Then the Lord took on the image of a huge fish, Matsya or mean, and saved all knowledge for posterity. The second avatar is that of Kurma, Kachap or tortoise. In Satyayuga, there was a great fight between the gods and the demons, and then they wanted to churn the sea of nectar, Sabhaghar. The mountain Vainak was taken as the pivot, and the snake Vasuki as the rope. And the tug of war was there between the gods and the demons. During this time, because of the intensity of the churning and the vibration, the earth was gradually sinking. Then the Lord took on the image of a tortoise and lifted the earth on his back and saved the earth. The third avatar is that of Varaha, or the boar. At that time, the demon Hiranyaksha was, or rather fell in love with the beauty of the earth and took the earth to the nether regions so that he could have the earth to himself. The Lord realized the situation and took on the image of a boar and killed Hiranyaksha and saved the earth. The fourth image is that of Narasimha, half man, half lion. Hiranyaksha's brother, Hiranyakashipu, became an arch enemy of the Lord because the Lord had killed Hiranyaksha. And he wanted to destroy or kill Vishnu. But, strangely enough, Hiranyakashipu's own son, Birla, was a great devotee of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu just could not tolerate this, and he tried to kill Birla in many different ways. And every time Birla was saved. One day, Hiranyakashipu said, "Tell me, where is this Lord of yours? I can't see him anywhere." Prahlad said, "Wherever you want to find him, he will be there." Hiranyakashipu, laughing, pointed to a pillar and said, "I want to see your Lord there." And he broke the pillar, and immediately the Lord appeared in the form of Narasimha, half man, half lion, killed Hiranyakashipu and saved Birla and the rest of the world. Prahlad's grandson, Bali, also praised as Mahabali, after whom we have the name Mahabalipuram in South India. Bali was a great king, but he was very proud of the fact that he would give donations to whoever who asked for whatever. He said, you ask for it and I will give it. So the Lord took on the image of a little dwarf, Vaman. And the dwarf came to Bali and said, can you give me 3 feet of land? Bali laughed. Here is this little dwarf with tiny feet and 3 feet of land. Go ahead, take it. Immediately the Lord transformed himself into a gigantic image. 1 foot he kept on the earth, the second on the heavens. Then he asked, where should I keep my 3rd foot? Bali realized and offered his head. And the Lord placed his foot on Bali's head and gradually drove Bali, or rather pushed Bali into the nether regions. The 6th avatar is that of Parashuram. Parashuram, or the Axeman. That was a time when there was a lot of fighting going on in the world, and all the kings and warriors were always fighting and killing not only each other but all their soldiers and all their people, all their subjects. Parashuram realized that unless the world was cleansed of these fighting Kshatriyas, there would be no peace on this world. And so he took his axe and 21 times, 3 into 7, 21 times he cleansed the world of Kshatriyas. Then the next avatar is the 7th avatar, Ram. Ram, who came to this world as the great Dasharath's son, and he himself was a great warrior, about to become the king. But then he was sent into the forest by his stepmother. We all know the story. At that time, there was the great demon, the great Asura Ravan, who was destroying the world of its peace and happiness. Ram came and killed Ravan with the 10 heads and brought peace to this world. 8th avatar, Balaram. Just notice how we are gradually going up from, the descent of, not only human beings, but of all living beings, from the fish to the tortoise, to the boar, to the lion, to the dwarf, to the axeman, and then to the person who wields the bow and arrow. Now we come to Balaram, who was basically a person who was devoted to agriculture. And that time, in the arid land, people only had to depend on the rains. And when they didn't come, everybody suffered. So Balaram was the first person who built canals. Taking his hull, he built canals, and so the river Yamuna could inundate the entire land. After that, we come to the 9th avatar, Buddha. Gradually, we are going up the level of living beings, from the agricultural person to the one who is devoted to prayer and meditation. That was a time when there were many sacrifices of human beings and animals and all sorts of evil were being practiced in the name of religion. But the Buddha came and taught people how to realize the ultimate. He taught them not to believe in rituals, but to believe in their own hearts and in meditation. These are the 9 avatars that we have already had on this earth. And we are waiting for the 10th avatar, Kalaki. Often, there's a pun, Kalaki, the person of tomorrow. And he is going to be the Superman who is going to come riding a white horse, wielding a sword, and he will travel in an atomic speed, and he will destroy all the evil that is there on this earth, and finally cleanse this world and make it a fit place for goodness. These are the 10 avatars as described by Mahakavi Jayadev, and we would like to present this through our choreography. I have attempted to present these avatars in our Kathak idiom. Each avatar will be introduced in a different style with a rhythmic pattern, the shloka, and then a little dramatic composition pertaining to the avatar. That's the avatar presentation by my group of Ananda Chandrika and myself, choreography by myself, and music by Chandrachud Bhattacharya. Thank you. Permit me to introduce my daughters, my disciples, my being. They have come at that age, and now you can see how big they are. I have given my heart and my soul and all that I've learned to them. And my Guruji always says that try to do something new. So the dance form which I learned as a solo item, I have choreographed and presented through my disciples. They are Shonchita Bhattacharya, Pompa Rai Bishar, Shonchita Chakraborty, Shonchita Chakraborty, Somona Chattopadhyay, Pompa Pal, Veena Pal. The music direction is by Bidushi Professor vocals Anand Mishra, tabla Pandit Gopal Mishra. I would also like to thank my very long associates on the lights, Binoy Bhattacharya, on the sound, Kapun Dash, and of course everyone over here, the background, backstage, and also on the stage. And I thank once more Baliganj Eufony for giving us this opportunity of presenting our art form before you. And in our dance grammar or dance shastra, it is said that no performance is complete without an audience. That is what Abhinaya is. Ninayati Abhi, carrying across to the audience. So without a receptive and participative audience, there can be no complete performance. We try to create the bhava, you accept it as rasa. So thank you for being here, thank you for encouraging us, and thank you for encouraging our Indian dance heritage, which because of audiences like you will, I hope, live on forever. Thank you so much. And with this, I take my leave. Amita Dutt. Thank you.